Give this man your finest trouser-arouser.
Hey y'all, not Scott the Waz here, the lovable scamp feisty enough to be entertaining, yet family-friendly enough for YouTube to continuously recommend them to me. Scott told me to tell you all to subscribe to Casualverse. Pretty smart dude, and I agree. So do it. No, seriously, just do it. We're deep inside December, and it's screaming out, hurry up and finish and leave me alone for another year. And one of those movies I wanted to see is Wonder Woman 1984. Now I know DC has missed the mark a few times. Dookie missed the mark, Man of Steel Dookie, Batman vs Superman Dookie, Justice League Dookie, Suicide Squad. Which really sucks because I really like DC. The characters, the story, the universe layouts, the stories like Injustice, Earth 2 Superman, Superman All-Stars, The Endless, it's all fucking great. Saying all this, I want to let you know that I'm really big on DC. I'm not going to lead you astray here. It's weird how DC animation is incredible and Marvel's animation tends to be mediocre outside of the small phenomenons like Enter the Spider-Verse, which, whew, goddamn. While DC's movies have been a steaming pile of embarrassment and Marvel's movies overall, despite using the same formula time and time again, have been relatively fairly good, I'm going to be completely honest with that, I did not neglect to mention one of those standouts, that flower growing in the DC fertilizer, and that's Wonder Woman. The previous Wonder Woman movie turned out to be pretty good. Great characters, decent story, somewhat compelling, not overly dramatic or trying to be too much of something it's not, like trying to be Marvel halfway through the movie because the directors were changed. If you've seen regular superhero movies, then you know what to expect. If it's like an origin story or something like that, you set them up, they get screwed over in life or something, then some toxic spills, they get bit by an armadillo or some shit, and then they have whatever powers whatever the character is based off of. They learn how to use their powers, they fight some baddies, they fight some small time baddies, and then there's a bigger baddie growing, and eventually it comes head to head in the climax. Good guys fighting the big baddie, they're slugging it out, and you know how this shit goes. So I'm just going to go over some basic things because the movie to me is pretty basic. The action cuts were fine. I like the Ninja Warrior thing going on in the beginning, though I'm more of a Takeshi's Castle person myself. Some of the actions were kind of weird. In the original Wonder Woman movie, or at least not necessarily a remake or whatever you want to call the previous Wonder Woman that predates this one, the action and the battles were more grandiose. They were pretty big scaled. In Wonder Woman 1984, it's more corridor based. It's like they put the movie on a Nintendo Switch just to save processing power. It's just standard affair with the action sequences and the action cuts, how the director cuts the different scenes as the action takes place. A decent amount of the choreography was fine. Not anything to write home about or be thoroughly impressed about, but I wasn't expecting too much from a Wonder Woman movie as far as choreography. Character development is fine. It's pretty lukewarm. It's not really anything that you can write home about. It's what you would expect from a superhero movie, nothing big at all. I do like Cheetah, but granted I have a bias for Cheetah. She's really cute to me. She goes from awkward, shy to a badass, or at least that's just been her general origin story. Socially awkward, shy, bashful, has glasses. She hits all my crush-worthy pain points. The bad guy gets some major character development though. I do like the bad guy. There's really not much to spoil because it's a pretty run-of-the-mill superhero movie. But yeah, the villain himself, he gets some pretty decent character development. I thought it was pretty nice. You'll know probably not too long from when the movie starts, like, oh, okay, this is more than likely going to be the bad guy. And you're probably going to be right. The interactions between characters were somewhat decent to stilted. There's some points here and there that kind of made me laugh, really for no particular reason. There was one scene where this cop during the chaos just starts wailing on someone with their baton. I have no idea why that was so funny to me. Please don't think less of me, people, but it was funny. I think it was just the way that he was doing it. It was like a cartoon, but it was really funny for no reason. I just like, haha! The acting was fine. Gal Gadot did a pretty good job. Pedro Pascal, who played the bad guy, it's an easily, and I guess it should be since they technically are the stars, but it's easily a tie between the two as far as the best actor within the movie. They both did a pretty good job. I think I edge it out with Pedro though. I think he enjoyed his role a lot more than everyone else. When you're a villain though, to be fair, when you're a villain, it's pretty easy to enjoy your role. If I'm going to be a villain in a movie or something like that, I'm going to have fun with it. And he had fun with it. I think he enjoyed playing that role pretty much. The story isn't anything to write home about. Gal Gadot looks hot for about a couple of hours. Probably about a couple hours and 30 minutes or so. Some good stilted acting in there from time to time, but like I said, I think she did pretty good. Someone gets obsessed with a stone and things happen. That's it. That's really That's the majority of the movie. The logic in it though, I was kind of confused by some things from time to time. I'm adding a logic section at least until I forget it, because sometimes I don't understand what a director is thinking when they decide to make a decision for a movie, so here it is. There was one scene towards the beginning where Gal Gadot as a kid was riding a horse, or at least like riding a horse, and they got knocked off and then took a shortcut, I believe. And don't worry, this happens like probably like the first 5 minutes of the movie, so this really isn't a spoiler for anything. But she ends up losing the whatever the competition is, I guess, to become a warrior, like an Amazon warrior or something like that. She gets stopped in the end because she took a shortcut. But before that, you see people pushing people the fuck off as they're trying to get through the obstacle course. How do you say taking a shortcut is cheating, but knocking off other people that are in the competition Ninja Warrior style because she took the short path when earlier where there were other females knocking each other into the water? You can say that's okay and not say anything about that, and you can let them slide if they even made it to the end. But, you know, taking a shortcut, that's a no-no. That makes no fucking sense to me. Then there was another point where Wonder Woman saves some kids, and she takes a tumble with them. She kind of George of the Jungles, if anybody remembers what the hell that's even from, but she swings on her lasso from wherever, I forgot where she lassoed to, but she swings on it. May have been a power pole or something. I can't remember at all because it's kind of forgettable. But she swings on insert thing here, and she rescues some kids from getting hit. And when they tumble on the ground, they take a hard tumble. Those kids' shoulders are fucked, they're broken, they're dislocated, and they're fractured. I'm not taking a fall like that like those kids are. Those kids are made out of Nokia phones. The way that they fell, those shoulder blades are broken, but they seem to be apparently fine. So gotta work on your special effects, because that was doo-doo. And I don't know if it was just me, but if you watch this movie, you'll see it eventually. Well, you can kind of tell that those were fake kids when they were tumbling at some points. Like, those kids were stilted. I mean, I'm not going to say I know completely how an object in motion is going to move like that, like in real life. I hope I don't get to see that in real life, but I'm not going to say that, but it didn't look convincing at all. In the philosophy department, there's really not much here. I said anything, Wonder Woman 1984 took a page out of Full Metal Alchemist playbook, equivalent exchange. You have to give up something of equal value to something that you wish for, doing the monkey's paw kind of thing. It's that kind of affair. You've seen it in other DC shows, movies, series, all that other good stuff, whatever. So if YouTube wanted to wish for something like infinite ad revenue, it would have to give up its greatest treasure, garbage content. The music is standard superhero music. It's like Audio Jungle, but for high budget movie studios. There's nothing really here. Overall, it's decent. So kind of maybe okay, I'll pass, maybe a rental, something like that or other. But then again, if you're going to rent it at this time and place, you might as well just buy it outright, or I forgot whatever the hell you can watch on. What can you watch on? Is it HBO? I mean, I wouldn't get HBO for Wonder Woman, that's for damn sure. You just happen to have HBO and just watch it there and call it a day. Oh yes, another thing before I forget, the guys in this movie were kind of annoying. Either they were bumbling fools kind of guys, or rapey or sexist. Don't get me wrong, I'd holler at Wonder Woman for sure, but you can try it with a bit more style and a bit more tact than the cliche shitbag. I get it's 1984 and it's not cliche to the nth degree yet, but come on. I'm surprised I didn't see henchmen meander into a hideout shaking their fist at Wonder Woman. "We'll get you next time, Wonder Woman. Just you wait." But if you want something standard and you don't want anything out of the box that challenges anything at all, then Wonder Woman 1984 is for you. It's long for no reason, the main messages don't lie, and be careful what you wish for. The CGI looks like doo-doo. I like the old school 60s Batman mall fight, that was pretty cool. I have a crush on Cheetah, but not necessarily into the action of Cheetah. Pascal was a very interesting villain. I like that it wasn't just two strong men slugging it out at the end. That's kind of boring after a while. It's too cliche. You think DC would have found its footing, but it fell off and had a bit of an identity crisis and fell right into Suicide Squad, or at least at the very edge of it. I'm not going to say it's as bad as Suicide Squad, but that's pretty much it. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. I say this, but you know, I know we're in hell world right now, but seriously, do the best you can to take care of yourselves and everybody that you love and cherish, because, you know, anything can happen. So yes, Merry Christmas, God damn it. Merry Christmas, Happy Hot Christmas. Can I speak? Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy whatever that you decide to celebrate. Get your shots. Keep Nana and Papa safe from Corona-chan. Seriously, they'll thank you and appreciate you for it, because you never know what can happen. Don't tempt fate. That's my gift to you. Don't tempt fate. I cannot stress that enough. But with that said, hope you all enjoyed. Feel free to like if you enjoyed the video, dislike if you didn't, leave a comment down below, tell me what you think. Threadiverse and Patreon definitely helps support me when YouTube clearly does not give, they give negative shits about my existence, so any support is greatly appreciated. You can comment down below, tell me you think if I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about in my Marvel hack, or whatever the case may be, but I enjoyed talking about it. I hope you enjoyed listening to it, and I guess I'll see you in the next video. Peace.